Welcome back, everyone, to week 45. Just a quick weekly update. So it felt like a rather rough week for gold and gold stocks. It pulled back rather, felt viciously, but rather nicely um, towards the end of the week on trade optimism. And that uh, was, I don't know, I kind of questioned that and then I remembered that probably a good number of people were buying gold because of the trade war or because of the effects that they thought it would have. And then it kind of made sense. But again, as I said a few weeks ago, it's not the reason I'm bullish for gold, but it, you know, it happened. We'll see where we go next. On uranium, last week was the week of the WNA symposium. And the general theme seemed to be excitement. There were a few pictures and slides that came out of the thing, and a few, some sentiment here and there. And, it seemed positive, but we'll have to see how that translates into buying. If it translates into buying immediately, unlikely. They might, if you were a fuel buyer, you might go back and say, okay, we should maybe start looking to buy, or maybe not. Maybe they had a completely different take from what was seen by some of the investment community that was there. But we'll see. Either way, there's a lot going on in space, a lot more than I can or will say here. Hopefully, I have time to talk about that further this week, next week, sometime soon. Now, the trade war is still going on. As I said, there was some optimism last week, and normally I would just completely ignore that in terms of tweet swinging sentiment. But there's something that happened that I thought warrants a bit more of a mention. I'll mention that in a few slides. But yeah, trade war far from resolved. Okay, so energy. We had a strong week along with some of the other commodities. There was something that I saw. Was it yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? Recently, where Elizabeth Warren, I believe it was, tweeted about on her first day as president, she would ban fracking and drilling. Um, and my initial thought was, wow, oil's going to go to 200 bucks. Now, that was a bit hyperbolic maybe in my mind, but um, the the reality is I would think that it would probably go above $100 a barrel if enacted. And I mean, yeah, there's all sorts of ways that you could play that if you thought it was going to happen, but I think like even just some diversified oil producer, I mean, suddenly making tons of money. Just anything not affected by the ban. But anyway, that's a long way in a potential future. I don't know. I just think that that type of result might prove unpopular, but who knows? Maybe not. And the other thing that I had mentioned with regards to the trade war, and it's probably way too soon and not the right type of thing to even look at this super seriously. But if you look at copper and zinc and oil stocks and a whole bunch of things, they were kind of trading sideways weekly recently, not for weeks, but like not super strong, just kind of treading water sideways. And then they broke down and then they broke through their support and then it was like, oh, the world's ending again. And then something surprising happened. They reversed and they moved up above where their little, well, rolling sideways movement was. And if this were there were equities, that would be a could be a rather strong sign, but commodities kind of act a bit differently. But it's still some movement that I was not really expecting given what I'm seeing in the macro, but it it's something that I think warrants keeping a closer eye on. So the US dollar, this is another topic that there is a lot to be said on both sides. And I, again, hope to dedicate a video to that eventually, if not soon. But so that, you know, there's debates all over the world and there's people fighting on both sides. This person cutting rates, that bank cutting rates. It's a multi-factored thing for sure. But the other thing I saw was there was an article that said miners, like mining stocks, were at their all-time cheapest valuation relative to other stocks at like 0.31 times CAPE, cyclically adjusted price to earnings. So I found that interesting. Although, if you consider that if you were to look at the world through dollar appreciating, well, stronger dollar, and if you thought it was going to get much stronger, then that might seem justified, if not expensive. But you know, there's so many factors that go into everything. So looking at just one thing is probably almost always a mistake. Now for my least favorite part of these videos. Not for any reason, I just am getting rather, not annoyed, but just, I don't know. I don't know what the word is, of picks each week. But that being said, I'm still doing it. I'll still do it probably. I'll see how I feel after week 52, 1 year, and we'll see if I still feel like doing the picks. But this week, the picks are simple. They're similar to last week. Bannerman, the uranium pick. It's simple. It's it's just out of the money play with a really well defined project. And as the price goes up, and if the price goes up quickly or slowly, I don't know many projects will be there to respond to the price. And this is one that if the price goes high enough, definitely could be there to respond. Um, Aside from that, the other two picks, Orlisk Nickel. Um, well, nickel kind of went sideways, and there is a bit of some small supply that's responding and coming back online. And so, I think that's healthy. And for a stock like this, it's not super high beta. You're not going to go up 500%. You're not going to go down 80% likely. And if you do, I think that's a screaming buy, but that's not the point. The point is, it's a nickel investment. There are a few other interesting juniors, but like I said, the way it turned last week is not, we didn't get there yet, I don't think, but maybe. And the last pick, Scorpio Tankers. Now it is significantly higher than it was last week. Well, not significantly. It's a bit higher. But these things they're very high. High beta move, and I think it's really looking like the move is starting. So those are the picks for this week. That's it for this week, everyone. Thanks for watching. I know this week was rather quick, and so I hope it was still useful in some ways. But until next time, have a great day. As always, everyone, please do your own research before making any investment decisions. This channel shall not be liable for any losses incurred from investment decisions made as a result of information obtained on this channel. Good luck with your investments. I'll catch you next time.